Hi, I'm Laura.
And I'm John, and we're from
Entertainment.
So we were doing the executive review of our Christmas program, and I think it was 2008, when they turned on the big tree in the New York street area. There were patches of lights that were out. One of our techs climbed up the tree, and they found a squirrel's nest up there. And inside that nest was blue strands of lights. So we found out that this squirrel actually ate through the lights. One of our effects techs said, hey, let's kind of immortalize this, and we'll put a stuffed squirrel on an actuating arm. Pops out for a few seconds, pops back in. Ever since that day until today, the squirrel's been in the tree.
They had a little blue strand of lights in his mouth one year. They had a little hat on him one year. All of these things led to how we see Earl now.
Hi, I'm Mark, manager of creative communications. I started in event operations, and my very first lead shift for the holiday parade, my trainer walked me over to this tree and he told me the story of Earl. And then I got wind that internal communications was doing an article on Earl, and I was so excited. I told them all about my grand ideas for Earl to be a holiday character, and they let me guest write an article. It ended up being an instant hit with team members and kind of took off. I got a role on the internal communications team as a result, and then spent a couple years building the brand of Earl for team members.
Sir, please keep your paws inside the raft at all times. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm the Senior Director of Visual Merchandising and Store Design. Back in 2020, we were designing our very first holiday tribute store. We ended up with an entire room that we didn't have a design for. So with little time, we started thinking about, okay, what could this room be? The one thing that we did have a lot of that year is we had a lot of Christmas trim, mix and match items that we hadn't used in the park that year. So we decided to create this kind of kitschy and maybe a little bit tacky Christmas room, but we still didn't have a theme for it. So that's where Earl came in, and we developed Earl the Squirrel's Tree Farm for 2020's Holiday Tribute Store. And then I met with Kevin on our team, one of our designers, and I said, look, I need a squirrel. So I gave him several different references, and he did one quick sketch at his desk, and that really became the look of Earl that we're using today. The very first guests to come in the store, we did basically like a fan event. And when we got to the final room, I wasn't really sure what the reaction was going to be because nothing matched and it was a little bit haphazard and unplanned. The guests walked in and then they're like, Earl the Squirrel, we love Earl the Squirrel. And at that point, I didn't realize that there was a built-in fan base for this character already that we didn't even know about. Then they started to ask for the Earl merchandise. And of course, this being a last-minute design, we didn't have merchandise at the time. So as soon as the crowds left, I got on the phone and I said, look, we're gonna need some Earl merchandise because this is much bigger than we had expected. And within a week or two, we had Earl merchandise in the store, and it sold very, very well. There's been a lot of questions over the years. Where does he come from? What's the history of Earl? And we've had a lot of that information for a few years now. And with the design of the tribute store this year being a holiday pop-up book, it made sense to finally bring that to the public's eye in the form of a storybook.
What does Earl mean to you?
That's a good one. You might stump me on that one.
I think the story of Earl is just an amazing story of like collaboration between departments.
From the start in the tree to using him back of house through Mark's team to us using him as a backup plan to help us fill a room. And then each year after that, we've expanded his personality and his presence, not only in the store, but in the park. But it's all been very organic, and team members and fans have gotten behind him to really make it what he is today.
It's just amazing how that grew from just this very original story that is very real, this very real little squirrel who needed to build a nest in our Christmas tree, that squirrel is now, like I said, the icon for our holiday events.
The thing that's special about Earl to me is he started off as a tiny little idea that has grown each and every year to become something that's very important for our guests and our team members. But if we never would have tried giving him a chance at becoming more in the public eye, I don't think we would have had, our holiday icon that we have today.
I think everybody sort of sees this this holiday charm in Earl, and I think it's amazing. I'm so glad that he's now part of the universe.